This is the first podcast. Antisocial commentary. First podcast. So I'm Chris Agnew. I'm here with Mia. Mia, no last name.
Mia Mac.
Mia Mac. Yeah. How you feel to be my first guest?
I feel like an honored guest right now. This is pretty awesome. First one in. Let's get it going.
Yeah. I mean, just to let everybody know, you're a teacher. I'm gonna start there. And I'm not gonna say what school you went to. You teach at, cause
let's not. Let's not.
This is going on the internet. I don't need you to get fired.
Oh no.
As I take a sip of my drink, it's got multiple different drugs in it.
Seriously?
No, just
Okay.
regular soda. So Super Bowl weekend.
Super Bowl weekend.
How you feel about Super Bowl?
I'm a Cowboys fan. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
I will be wearing my Cowboys shirt tomorrow.
As a Redskins fan, I hate you as a person.
And I hate you, but I'm here.
I literally I see you as one of the worst people on earth.
And you, but here we are. I mean, I'm rooting for the Eagles though.
Yeah, I mean, see, I hate the Patriots, and the reason I hate the Patriots is, honestly, when I watch the Patriots play, I never feel more black. And like,
Wait, what?
like, okay, so you watch the Patriots play. We'll go with last week when they played the Jaguars,
Okay.
or 2 weeks ago when they played the Jaguars.
Which, let me just remind you that I missed that game. So keep going.
Jaguars are up. They up big.
Mm-hmm.
Patriots come back and
Okay.
win the game. And this is why I feel like I never feel more black than when I'm watching the Patriots, because you feel like you get so happy, like, oh yeah, I'm never seeing the Patriots back in the Super Bowl again, and then all of a sudden Tom Brady turns it on and they start winning. It's just like being black in America. You win for so long, and then the white man takes it away from you every time.
And remind you that you're black.
And reminds you that you're black. That's exactly how I feel like.
Well, yeah, because now it's not like a Super Bowl anymore. It's the Patriots Bowl. And I'm tired of watching the Patriots Super Bowl. And not even just that, but I like football. I want to see a game. I don't want to keep seeing these blowouts because some kind of way the Patriots keep getting these refs that they paying. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, I don't want to go into the fact that the Patriots clearly get the calls. Like,
The Patriots clearly still cheating.
yeah, well, I mean, so if you had to make a educated guess or educated prediction on who's gonna win, on let's do your point spread. Like, okay,
I don't even know.
I'm going for the Eagles, but I got Patriots 24, Eagles 17.
Sadly, realistically, in my mind, I don't got a point spread going, but in my mind, I feel like the Patriots are gonna still win. But I think that the Eagles are gonna put up a good fight. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout game. Hopefully not, because I'm tired of seeing blowout games. I'm gonna go to the kitchen and just eat if that's what's happening. But I do think it's gonna be close. Maybe like one touchdown, maybe a field goal close.
So, you think we're going to get a game in the 30s and 40s or 20s and like teens?
No, probably 30s or 40s.
Nah, I don't think it's going that crazy.
What?
The Patriots don't score like that. The Patriots, and like I said, the Patriots, they let you score enough for you to make you feel like you've done something, and then it's over for you. And for those of y'all that don't know who Mia was just now talking to, she was talking to our special guest, our special guest, because Mia's the special guest. Our special guest is Bailey, who happens to be a 3-month-old puppy.
Under my chair.
Under the chair. And she's currently chewing up pieces of microphone, so hopefully.
She out here.
Yeah, she's here. She's currently chewing up on pieces of this, so we could probably try and get those away from her. So, but yeah, let's go back to you being a teacher.
Okay.
6th grade teacher.
6th grade reading.
6th grade reading teacher.
Getting the literature going.
Okay, growing up, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'd have hated you. Be completely honest with you.
Growing up, I hated anybody doing my job. I hated reading, but I'm very honest with my students about that. That I hated reading.
Okay, I mean and that's cool, but I hated teachers. And to this day, I probably hate teachers. And it's not the fact that I hate teachers because I hate learning, because I love to learn. I'll try to learn something new every day. I just hate authority figures. And I feel like teachers were pointless authority.
Why pointless authority? My heart is a little right now.
Just because, like, when it came to teachers, when it came to me being in school, I didn't really need my teachers. They told me one thing, I got the concept right away, and I was chilling. And it's
so
kind
you're
of
saying that you're too good for the teachers?
probably.
Okay.
And this is the problem with kind of what like our educational system is now here in America. We educate everybody.
That is true.
So the problem is people like me who understand off the first try are getting thrown to the wayside kind of because and let me take a step back.
Okay.
It's not that I wasn't being challenged because I was in above grade classes.
Okay.
From first grade all the way up to where I am, up to graduating, I was in above grade classes.
Okay.
But the problem was you dealing with the people in your class that because they don't get it, you got to sit there and wait, and you don't cultivate the ones that are getting it off the first go around. So they're sitting in there bored. Like my mom used to get calls all the time. It was like, well, he's such a good student, but he's becoming a distraction in class because he's talking to people because he's bored and he's not being challenged enough. And again, I'm in above grade classes.
Mm-hmm.
So and there has been times where I actually taught the class because my teacher wasn't getting through to anybody else. So
okay.
So I guess as a teacher, how do you feel like having to teach everybody? Because I'm sure you've had students where, and I could be wrong because you do deal with a lot of inner city students, but you might have came across a student or two that like you taught them one thing and they got it right away and they were just sitting in class bored.
Okay, so let me kind of take a step back. Yes, everybody's being educated. Yes, I have kids who are considered gifted and talented. And then I have kids who are considered just on level. And I have kids who are not necessarily on level. This is the thing about the gifted and talented thing. You get tested. The way that works is once you test, you can test in kindergarten. Once you test to get gifted and talented, that's it. You're there forever. You, in my district, the way it works, if you test gifted and talented, all of your classes are going to be gifted and talented, period.
Okay.
Whereas the district I went to school in, you could be in GT for just one class.
And just to reiterate, I actually know you from high school.
Yeah.
So we went to the same school, actually.
Get over here.
And funny enough, we didn't become friends until after high school.
Yeah, well.
I actually thought I actually thought you hated me.
Well, you can blame your friend.
I'm not going to say the name, but yeah.
Or our mutual friend. Because, I mean, I don't know what would make him say that. But let's get back to the goods. Okay, so for me, knowing that I have kids who truly are not always going to be GT in reading, they could very well be GT because they're creative, or very well be GT because they're great at math. That's fair. But I like to make my class as candid and as honest as possible. I don't spend time giving out worksheets because what do you learn from a worksheet but how to look at your friend's paper and
cheat. I was great at that.
Right, because I mean, I would be lying if I didn't say that I was like, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So now do I support cheating?
You was a patriot of school.
I mean, to be honest, I was too scared to cheat myself. But
you would goddamn lie.
Definitely too scared to cheat because I'm that person that feels like I better drive the speed limit because the moment I try to speed with the people next to me, I'm gonna be the one that's gonna get caught.
So you gonna tell me you ain't never cheat on them? You ain't never flash a teacher a little titty?
Nah.
What's on flash a teacher a little titty?
What grade are we in? Like what? I'm talking 6th grade. What is happening with the tiplets? No. Back to the children. But with my kids, I like to do a lot of project-based learning. I like to do a lot of opportunities for them to create questions that I use to make the test. So I'll teach them how to make an open-ended question, and I'll teach them the curriculum that they need to learn. So for example, we have a thing called TEKS. One of the TEKS could be that you understand how to summarize and identify the main idea in an informational text. I'll teach them that in kid-friendly language, and then I'll give them a passage or a book. From that, they're going to create questions based off of what they know that should look like. Whether we're talking text structure or whatever have you. They'll create questions, and sometimes we'll use that for the test, but I also let them teach each other. I like to give a lot of opportunities to teach each other because, yeah, I've been that kid that was like, all right, what do I do? And I've been that kid to find out later. Like, my mom used to request extra homework from me.
Oh, yeah.
I've been that kid.
Same thing.
Yeah, I've been that kid that showed up in first grade and they were like, yep, you're going to second grade today. And I was like, wait, what?
I've told you this story before, but when I was in first grade, I had to walk, and the way my school was set up, this is back when I still was in St. Louis, my school was set up where first grade would be on one side of the school, and then second grade would be on the other side, and then third grade was back on the other side, fourth grade, and then fifth was in the middle.
Okay.
So as a first grader, I had to go all the way down to the second grade hallway, which was on the opposite side of the school.
Okay.
And we were in first grade, fourth, fifth, third, fourth, fifth.
Look like 30-year-olds.
They look like 30. And
yes.
I went to an inner city school. I'm not gonna lie about that. In St. Louis, I'll leave the name out. But it was a lot of, let's say, thugs, in my opinion. These kids was tatted up. They had face tattoos. They had grills. Oh, in fifth grade. And all because my mom felt like I wasn't being challenged enough. And I feel disrespected in the sense like that's some bitch ass shit in my opinion. Like, let me be me. Let me chill in my class. Why put extra work on? Do I go to your job and give you extra work? My mom and dad would bitch about what they parents and what they bosses did to them. So why they gonna give me more work?
Because you was, like you said earlier, you was becoming a class clown.
I mean, but at the same time, I was also in sports and stuff, so it's not like I wasn't doing shit.
Yeah, but you ain't playing sports in goddamn math class.
I mean, I could have. I ain't had nothing else to do. Because
Get
I was
back to the class clown.
Look, that's how I feel about on both sides of the equation. Because you got these kids that aren't doing anything in class because they one are not being challenged, but two, you have the other side of the coin with these kids that they don't care. So why are you putting in the same effort that the kids that aren't being challenged? Why are you be giving them that same energy as you would for a kid that don't care? Like, it's kind of hard for you to say because you're in sixth grade, you're doing sixth grade, but as you get to high school, we start to realize the kids that aren't gonna make it. We went to the same school. We knew kids that weren't gonna make it.
I'm pretty sure she blew up the
She
joint.
did that to me last night. Or was it earlier today? It doesn't matter. Probably earlier today. But we went to school with people that we knew weren't gonna make it.
Okay, so let me say this. Relationships is something that they teach you in college when you're going to school to be a teacher, and they tell you that creating these relationships with students is key, blah, 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 blah.
You should have your college if you want.
Oh, I mean, well, shout out to the UTSA, UTSA.
Yeah.
Go Runners.
Texas Tech.
So, like I was saying, the UTSA, go Runners. I actually went to school to be a Spanish teacher, though, funny enough. Okay. Dang. Okay, but so they tell you to make relationships with your students, and for me, I've always worked with kids, so that was like a natural thing for me. It's true, because I have students who will go, I always say give you the business. So I always tell my students, like, stop going to that teacher class and giving them the business, because I have some kids who will go, they can care less what the subject is. It could be their favorite subject. If they don't like that teacher, they're not doing nothing. I've had students who have told me straight up, Miss, I ain't going to college. I'm going to work at the car garage with my dad. Or I'm going to do this, blah, blah, blah. But when they come to my class, they actually want to work because they care about our relationship with each other. Again, I'm very candid with my students. I'm not the, okay, buddy, we can't do that type of teacher. I'm like, hey, say, man, come on now. We got to get it together. You know, you have to do this. I'm also very honest when we start a new genre. Informational text is not my favorite. Expository. Mainly because my mom used to shove Wall Street Journal down my throat as a child. I don't like it.
I'm gonna be real
But
with you. Whatever you just now said just bored me to the
boom,
team. Extra what?
expository.
Yeah, no.
Boom, and informational text. So I start off with, y'all look, I don't like this either, but we gonna push through it together. It makes all the difference just because they see me as a person, not this teacher who lives at school.
Okay, but here's the thing. You're 26.
I am 26.
My
students know I'm 21 until I change my mind.
Okay, that's fine. If we'll say we'll go 21.
21.
Your kids are 11 and 12.
Yeah.
So they don't see you as an adult as far as, like, I mean, of course they see you as an adult, but they don't see you as, like, they see, like, their older brother or sister. They see you as, like,
I've had that.
like a friend more than as a authority figure. So at this point, you're going to be able to connect with them because, yeah, you are still considered a youth.
But rewinding to the authority figure statement, I can reel them kids in sometimes quicker than a dean.
And that's fine.
And so I can see that because, yes, I've had I see you like Miss Charlton, you were like a big sister to me. And I was like, wait, what? But I've also been, Miss Charlton, you're like the mom I never had.
Okay. But here's the problem. You can relate to these kids right now because you are, if you're 21, you're only 9 years older than them, but you're 26, so you're what? Do the math. You're 14 years older than them, really. So you're on the same playing field almost with them. Now here's the problem: when you're 40, 50 as a teacher, which we've had private conversations where you don't plan on being a teacher at that point, but for the sake of conversation, we'll say you're 40 and 50 as a teacher. You're not going to understand these kids as well as you can now because you're not going to be youthful.
But why not?
Because it's much harder to understand somebody that's as the years go by, it's harder to get with the generations that come up behind you. Like, you can kind of get what these kids are going through right now because you were 12 9 years ago.
But how sad is that to say that you don't keep yourself relevant with your craft? If kids is my craft, if kids is what I want to do, because you're right, I don't want to be a teacher by the time I'm 40, 50. I want to open up an after school center. Even then, I still need to be able to relate to the children that are there. I need to be keeping up with the times, but again, I don't think it even has anything to do with the fact that I'm young, because I have coworkers who are 40 and pushing, and their connections with their kids are great because the key is not forgetting what it was like. I could be listening to James Brown. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It has everything to do with the fact that the moment you forget what it's like to be a student, and you forget what it's like to understand that they're going through changes and they're dealing with different situations that to you is like, oh my God, this is so silly. But to them, it's huge. The moment you forget that, that's where you lose the kids. So it would be sad to say I decided to not keep myself as relevant as I can with my students by the time I'm 40, 50 years old. I think that's a disservice to the kids.
So do you honestly think that you'll be able to relate with them the same way you can now as you will when you're 40 and 50? Do you honestly think that?
I don't think that I would relate to them the same, but for me to not take interest in what they're interested in, for me to not keep myself in the know, because relating means that I'm able to have empathy and share with them because I'm recently experienced that experience or whatever have you. But for me to be out of the know, that's where the issue comes.
Okay, well, so here's another thing, another curveball that I feel like a lot of people don't think about when they think about the future.
Hit me.
You're going to be, at that point, you're going to be dealing with 30 years of students, and this is at 50. You'll be dealing with 30 years of students, 30 different classes, 30 different sets of faces.
Fair.
You don't think you're going to have some type of apathy towards your job?
Well, my aunt has been teaching my entire life.
Okay.
And this is a woman who's a product of the 60s.
Okay.
times are definitely different from
Okay.
when she was in school, from when her kids were in school to now. But
Yeah, because when they were still in school, the only tablets they knew actually were stone. So keep going.
you pushed it. Okay. But I mean, my mom, they talk about
Jesus was the
experiencing
janitor at their school.
racism, my goodness, and all of the above.
Okay.
But she has great connections with her kids. Her students love her. I mean, we're at the same school, so I see it, and they're like, "Oh my God, like I love her." She has great connections with her kids, and that could have a lot to do with the fact that she has children. I plan to have children, so that should hopefully still keep me relevant. But I like to feel like I'm gonna always be there because I'm gonna put forth the effort to do so.
Okay. I mean, I get that, but I feel like I want to go back to the point of where, do you honestly think that when it comes to kids that don't give a damn about school, do you think that they should get the same type of treatment as the kids that are excelling, or the kids that they want to be there, but they just don't have the mental capacity to be able to do well? There are students that I want to be in school, like your niece, who I'm not gonna say her name. She's my best friend, but your cousin, excuse me. We know she wants to be in school, but we both know that she has a learning disability.
School's not easy for her.
School's not easy for her. So for students like that, do you think that they should get the same type of level of care as someone that doesn't want to be there? And then on top of that, someone that wants to be there and is doing well, but they're in the same classes and same system as these students. Like, there's 3 different levels is what I'm saying. Like, you got the kids that don't want to be there, that don't care. They may be academically inclined, they may not be, but they just don't give a damn about school, so they're not going to try. Then you got the kids in the middle, the average type of kids, where do they have the mental capacity to do well? Yeah. Are they doing well? Maybe, maybe not. But they want to be in school. And you got the kids that are like me and like you that are doing really well. They want to be there. They're just bored because they're not being challenged enough, because we're waiting on our teachers to deal with the B and C. You know what I'm saying?
Give me a different word, because you keep saying the amount of care, because I'm going to care about all my kids.
Well, okay, when I say amount of care, I mean the amount of the level of attention that you're gonna give these kids. Like, if you dealing with, we'll do basketball. You got a team of LeBrons on one side of the classroom. You got a team of who's an average basketball player?
I don't know, man. I don't watch basketball. I watch football.
Okay, we'll go football. You got a team of Tom Brady's. You got a middle of the pack team of people like
the Redskins,
the Cowboys. No. Okay, we'll say the middle of the pack teams like the Redskins, who haven't really been middle of the pack, but so I appreciate the compliment.
And then the lower is the Browns. Go ahead.
And then you got a team of then you got a team of the Browns. Why are we giving the people that play these Browns students the same type of attention that we're giving the Patriots students and the Redskins students? Because the Patriots is winning Super Bowls, the Redskins not making the playoffs, and the Browns ain't winning games.
I don't know if I'm the best person for this question, because I, by nature, I'm a very empathetic and sympathetic person. I'm not willing to leave anybody hanging. I love the kids who are in life skills. I go visit them every single day.
Explain what life skills is, because some
life skills are students who they're literally there just to learn how to walk the hallway by themselves, how to open a door, learn how to cook. They are maybe they have autism, maybe they have Down syndrome, maybe.
Basically, it's for people that didn't grow up in the PC land, special ed.
Right. So those kids I love to death. My kids who this goes back to what I was saying before, and again, it could be me. I like to think that it's me, because so far every year I've had the same experience. But the kids who don't want to do for me. Okay. The kids who excel. You're just a good ass teacher, is what you is that the comment? I mean, I'm not trying to say that, but I'm trying to say, because I'm so candid, because I'm so honest, because I'm so real with my kids, they go ahead and do. Okay. When I first started working in a school, I was still in college and I was student teaching, and there was a boy there. who he wouldn't do his work for nobody, not really. So I would come in and I would just be like, okay, look, you working today or not? And he would be like, nah, I'm good. And I'm like, okay, well, go ahead and pass out the papers.
Okay.
That probably happened for about a week. He'd be like, nah, I ain't doing nothing. I'm not gonna argue back and forth with this kid.
Of course not.
He's already over age anyway. We're not even gonna do that.
What's over age?
I mean, he's in 8th grade, should be 13, 14. He surpassed that.
Okay.
So let's not even do that.
So he was 15?
He was not 13 or 14. Let's just say that.
So he was a grown ass man, basically.
I mean, he wasn't grown ass, but I wasn't for arguing. He wasn't 18. I think he was 16.
Well, so at 16, according to my dad's rules, I was a grown ass man.
Yeah, well, according to the law, he ain't, and according to me, he ain't, cause I ain't playing. So anyway, with that kid,
16-year-old, I'm good damn.
I'm not gonna do that. So with that kid, it was simple. Are you gonna do work today? No. Okay, cool. Well, look, I'm gonna put this to the side for you. So when you decide you're gonna do what you got, and he'd be like, all right, Miss Cool. He'd put his hood on his head, put his head down, and I would just come and be like, hey, if you want to go ahead and kind of chime in, just pay attention to the conversation we having. We did that for about a week. Next week, he was like, Missy, I'm gonna go ahead and do some work today. I think he felt like he was respected. I wasn't trying to grill him. I'm not doing that. Hey, you're gonna do your work. You're gonna do what I say because I'm the teacher and I run the classroom.
Clearly, that's not working.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
So let me meet him where he's at.
Okay.
And ever since then, he always did work and passed out the papers and made sure other people had what they needed. So again, building those relationships, still keeping conversation. I didn't treat him like he was less than, and he had a learning disability. But I didn't spend all my time on trying to get him to do his work that I forgot about the kids who were actually working.
Right.
But then my kids who are in the gifted and talented class are obviously in a different group. They're in a whole different classroom. But those kids get pushed a little bit harder. But I have my classroom set up almost elementary style. I have a big horseshoe table at the front. And every day I'm calling up different groups. And you're not going to be with the same group every day. So one day I might call you up with Billy, Bob, and John. Next day I might call you up with Jack and Jill.
Okay.
So every time you're experiencing different conversations, but I conference with my students. Everything doesn't have to be a formal pen and paper situation. Everyone doesn't do well formally on pen and paper.
No.
So my job is for those kids who don't want to be here or they struggle, and the reason they don't want to be here could be I have stuff going on at home.
Okay.
Or I've always struggled, so I've given up on myself. Everyone has a story. For me to be like, well, they don't want to be here, so I don't care because they don't care, is a disservice. And I will never, ever do that to any of my students and be like, I don't have time to worry about you. Something has happened.
Right.
And 100% of the time, when a kid is like, I don't care, something has happened. About 90% of the time, those kids will open up to me and tell me what's going on. That makes everything different. For the kid who's like, Miss, I need to work by myself today. I'm going to do my work. I said, work by myself. I will give them that respect. Because whatever it takes to make sure that you're as successful as you can be. I've had a kid come back from high school and say, Miss, I gotta be honest, you saved my life. I'm not gonna give up on a kid. I'm not gonna drill you to the ground and be like, you're gonna do what I say either. But I'm not gonna give up on my students. So for the Tom Brady all the way to the Browns, they're gonna all equally get my attention because you might not be able to successfully pass this test if I give it to you on pen and paper. But if we talk about what we just read together and I allow you to make a personal connection, great. Now that you've made that personal connection, let's bring it back. So what does this tell you about the text? At that moment, that child who's on the Browns has probably picked it up.
And see, this is the problem. You're dealing with a Browns level talent. I mean, you're dealing with a Patriots level talent and giving them Browns type of attention. The Patriots will miss out on a Super Bowl because they're not getting the same treatment that they could push them to the next level. That's one of the problems that I had going to college was I didn't when you're in high school when you get to college, everybody that's in college was the people in that high school that were the top of the high school. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So you get to the college level, and now you can tell who's really the Tom Brady's.
Okay.
So now, instead of being pushed while I was in high school, I got to college and was lost. I didn't know how to study. I didn't know how to pay attention in class. And the reason I didn't know how to pay attention in class is because I went in with the mindset of
school is easy.
Exactly.
But
so,
you're the easy student. I'm not going to take the easy student and let them just have it easy.
Well, see, that's the problem here. You're not like every teacher, so I'm gonna take away from just you, because I'm not gonna say it's only your job to do it.
Now that's honest, because everybody does not do that.
And that's the problem.
I would be lying if I said they did.
And that's the problem that we have, is that we think that everybody deserves to have an education, when quite frankly, not everybody wants an education. Not everybody needs to have an education. Because we need people that we need people that's gonna be drivers. We need people that are gonna be warehouse workers. We need people that are gonna be engineers, and not engineers as far as like engineering, but like building things. We're gonna need people that are mechanics. We're gonna need people that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
don't you need to be educated on those things?
And that's what I was gonna get to. Why are we teaching our students that don't give a damn about history? Why are we wasting our time with that? Why wouldn't we teach them a craft? Why aren't we teaching them?
At what age do we dictate the kid who doesn't give a damn that kid is a lost cause? Because I don't believe in lost causes. So what age do we dictate that? That's difficult. Because sometimes that kid that I had that was like, nah, miss, ain't doing no work, was probably a lost cause to a lot of people. But that kid is doing very well right now.
And that's fine, but how many chances are you going to get? Because that's the problem. In life, you don't get those type of chances. Like, you're 16 years old in the 6th grade. That's a problem. 16 years old in the 8th grade. Yeah. That's a problem.
But it's still a problem.
You've had 3 different chances to get it done at that point. So for kids like that, yeah, he is a lost cause. Like, yeah, he's doing good now, but good for him. But and that may sound harsh, and it may sound like a dictatorship or something, but we know who are going to be the people that excel in certain areas. Like, I have a cousin that he wasn't good at school, but if you disassembled a computer or a VCR, he would be interested in figuring out how to put it back together. So he may not be book smart in the sense of, if you give him a book, tell him to read it, give him some questions about it, but he was smart enough to figure out how to put stuff together. So my point is, why are we wasting our time with teaching our kids all these subjects that most of them don't give a damn about? And this kind of goes into college too, because I went to college for business. Why did I need to take a humanities course? Why did I need to take even in business, I was going to school for marketing. Why do I need to take accounting? Why do I need to take finance? Why do I need to take anything that's not my major? I mean, obviously when you go to college, the reason you're doing all that because they want your money. But you get my point. Like, why am I taking all this other stuff when you instead of honing in on one thing where I can excel at, you want me to be decent in 8 different things. You know what I mean? Like, I could be an A+ student in.
But do we want to create well-rounded people, or do we want to create robots? Because I don't want to only be able to know how to wash a car.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but fucking robots are taking over, so I think we probably do need to make some robots. Have you seen these sex robots yet?
I'm not.
These sex robots is thick. These sex robots is right.
Sex robots, I can't.
These robots is here for one thing, and that's for me to bust them cheeks. So
you got a sex robot?
I mean, you know, I ain't have an extra 3,000 just lying around. If I did, though.
Children.
So, hold on, you gonna tell me you would smash a sex robot? No. You gonna tell me right now if there was a robot?
I'm telling you and all the people, no big dick sex robot para mí.
I would probably smash the robot. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I believe you.
Have you seen these robots?
I've seen these expensive robots.
Is that cheating? Is smashing a robot cheating?
I mean, I think some women actually feel like masturbating, period, is cheating, so.
How do you feel? Do you think smashing a robot is cheating?
I mean, I would be a little offended. Like, what the heck you get a robot for? I mean, I would be offended.
Because she don't give me no lip and she thick.
Nah.
I see. My question with a sex robot is, can you shoot the club up? Or is there a way to, how do you wash the pussy out?
I don't know.
Is it like?
I don't research sex robots. I don't know.
I mean, I just feel like if I have a sex robot, I don't want to be in there where I've already been. Like I could feel my mess from before.
I mean, I would hope that you can clean it out. I would hope they consider like hygiene and
I don't know.
health.
I mean, you know, we're gonna get to a point where there's gonna be dudes running trains on robots. So.
Oh my God.
There's gonna be dudes DP in a robot, double penetrating.
I was like, what's DP?
Yeah, one dude in the ass, one dude in the puss. It's gonna happen. Trust me.
That's some nasty stuff.
I mean, dudes do it already.
I just love how you transition this to sex robots. We were talking about children.
I'm telling you. I can talk about sex and then talk about children in the same breath. Speaking of having sex with children, how you feel about this Larry Nassar thing?
Ew.
For the people that don't know, I mean, pretty much everybody knows Larry Nassar.
We were not speaking about having sex with children, first of all.
Larry Nassar is, I think he was a Michigan State, I think he worked for Michigan State, but he also was the doctor for the U.S. Gymnastics team. And come to find out, it was like 150 girls, I think.
For the Olympics.
Yeah, for the Olympics. 150 girls that were, that he was like touching inappropriately. Like they would go to him. I think he like fingered a couple of them and stuff like that. Like just real foul shit. Now, I mean, obviously, I don't need to ask you how you feel about that. You probably feel disgusted, as you should. My thing is, did you see the father that ran up on him in court?
No, but I did hear about it.
Okay, so I wish I could remember his name. I wish I could remember which girl was his. One of their fathers ran up on him, asked the judge, "Can I get 5 minutes with him?" Judge said no. He said, "Well, let me get 1 minute with him." Judge said no, and he took it upon himself to run up on him.
And get his minute.
Huh?
And get his minute.
And get his and the judge they held him in contempt. Took him to holding cell. Then the judge let him away. She understood he was emotional. So my question to you is, do you think he should be penalized? Oh, and two questions. Do you think he should be penalized, and do you think that should our justice system allow him to get that 5 minutes or even a minute?
I feel like that. If it was me, I probably would have did the same thing. I would have went after him too. Like, you done touched my child. I'm jumping over all the chairs, all the doors, that little bitty door that you go through to get inside the main situation. I'm going through all that stuff. I'm jumping over the bailiff, everything. So I understand that, but what do you mean? Do I think the justice system should let him? Is that what you said? Should let him go?
No, should let the dad get that 5 minutes.
Look, the justice system is corrupt. It don't even matter what I think about it. The justice system gonna probably put me in handcuffs for saying that it's corrupt.
Okay.
So I think that if it was me, I would have made sure that you get your time, because it's some stuff you just don't do.
No, that's a fact.
He's sick. You gotta be sick.
Okay.
You gotta be sick to be on some stuff like that.
Bailey trying to get on the mic. No, you do. I do think you have a illness, a mental illness, to want to touch little girls, and not just little, like
to inappropriately touch anybody. Period. That has nothing to do with your life.
Of course.
Your personal life.
It's not like he was touching just like underage, like 17, 16. Because 17 and 16, they've already started to develop. And I'm not trying to say I understand it, but I'm saying like that to me makes more sense than a girl that's 8, 9, 10. Like my man, like she hasn't developed yet. She doesn't look like a woman. You know what I mean? Like,
no, he took his position and used it and abused it. They should be trusting him because he went to school to do what he's doing.
To be a doctor.
And he is using and abusing that to the max. Bailey, what is in your mouth?
So we're going to take a quick break because clearly Bailey is...
Come here, Bailey.
No, she's eating this little cotton, not cotton, this little fabric thing. You see under your chair, you're going to be real upset when you see it. But yeah, I feel like anybody in that situation. Penn State, the dude from Penn State, Jerry Sandusky, one of our teachers in high school, many of our teachers in high school, because we went to.
I don't know about many. I just know about. Oh, okay.
There's a few.
I guess three. Yeah.
Nah, there was a few. I mean, there's a few that didn't get caught.
Well, look, I was too busy being a child, being in a child's place, like I should be. I wasn't around it.
I mean, so here's the thing. That dude he's like, what are you gonna do for him in prison? Like, what is prison gonna do for him? Like,
let him get a taste of his own medicine.
Do you honestly think they're gonna let him go into the general population? This is a high profile person.
I don't know. I'm a black woman. I only know what black people go through. I
So,
can't speak for the privilege.
This dude is probably gonna go into prison, be treated a little bit differently. They're gonna keep him in PC. They're gonna keep him away from the people that's gonna really give him some justice. I feel like that dad should have got his 5 minutes. He would have really got some justice. Cause it wouldn't take me 5 minutes to handle that.
This is my issue. Before, like, beyond all that, why do people be waiting until all hell has broke loose to be like, yeah, so something happened to me?
What do you mean?
Like, why do people wait till?
You gotta talk to the mic.
I'm sorry. Bailey has like some type
of
block.
Oh, that's wood.
Like with the Bill Cosby thing or this thing, it's like, oh yeah, 10 more girls have come out, 2,000 more girls have come out. Like, why are you waiting until then to be like, let me say something? My mom has always raised me with saying like, nobody should be touching inappropriately. I feel like parents don't be having these types of conversations because there's no way that situation is going to happen to me and I'm going to be like, I guess I better not say. I mean, he might have to say like, if you say something, I'm going to kill you.
Well, here's the thing. And see, what you sound like, I get what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying, but the problem with what you're saying is people are going to say you're victim blaming.
But I'm not victim blaming them. Let me make sure I'm clear about that. I'm not saying it's their fault. That's not what I'm saying. I'm asking what made them decide to wait so long to say something. Like, I wonder what he said to them to make them feel too scared to speak up.
See, that's a great question. See, the doctor thing is, look, we won't go Bill Cosby, because, that's one thing. The doctor thing, they probably didn't know what he was doing was wrong. Like,
I mean, if he was fingering them, is he also serving as their OBGYN? Because you have to be an OBGYN
yeah, exactly. I don't see
to serve as an OBGYN.
I don't know. But the Cosby thing is a little bit different because Cosby was
if he was drugging them, that's
allegedly. My man he's been tried and found, he got no contest, I think. But he hasn't been found guilty in the court of law, so I'm not going to say that he did that for a fact. It's just hearsay. But as far as...
Like I'm saying, like I don't understand, but I understand. I don't understand because I've never experienced this, but I understand the logic. If I'm in a relationship with someone, and if that someone decides that he wants to put hands on me and he's beating me,
okay,
it's easy to be like, girl, I'm gonna get out of there. I'm not dealing with that. But when love is the one thing that can make you feel like you are on cloud 9. It can make you feel like you in hell.
Okay.
I can understand the logic of someone saying like it's not as easy to just walk away because I love him, because at once upon a time he wasn't doing that.
Okay.
I can understand the logic in that. I can understand the logic in, again, if I'm in a relationship and someone's putting hands on me and they say, if you say something, I'm going to kill you, because now I'm fearing for my life. So that's what I'm saying. I'm wondering what is happening or what is being said that's making them decide that, well, I'm just going to be quiet and keep this in. Like, what made them not run out of there or say something immediately? That's, I guess, what my question is. Because there is no I love him.
Yeah.
He's the best doctor I love. Like, what is that?
It's a level of fear, I'm sure. Like, and this kind of goes to a whole nother, to the comment. It actually, it's on base, but, on one end, we can't blame somebody for not saying anything, because some people don't know how to process what just happened to them. But on the other hand,
That's true.
on the other hand, I feel like we're not giving women their just we're. It's almost sexist to think that we're supposed to shield our women at all costs. Like on one end, we want our women to be strong and independent, but on the other hand, we're not supposed to defend them. I mean, we're supposed to defend them at all costs, not defend them. But I guess what I'm trying to say, for one end,
they're supposed to be able to stand on their own, but
exactly.
at the same time, you're supposed to come in and save.
Yeah, but we're not supposed to at the same time. You know what I mean? Like on one end, they're saying, "Oh, I don't need a man to save me." On the other side, we're saying, "Well, they weren't able to speak."
I mean,
so
I feel like in that situation, I don't know who you need to save you, but I mean, somebody. Like, I don't want to go through that experience. I don't think the people who experience it want to go through that experience. I don't think anybody wants to experience that. But
there's some people that would lovingly get drugged by Bill Cosby.
That's not my steez. I guess I really just wonder, like, what could this man have said to them to make them hold it in for so long? I mean, was it the fear of, losing their place on the team, or, just not the fear of not being believed?
Yeah,
like, what is
more
it?
than likely that, because a lot of girls, they feel like if they say something, no one's gonna believe them.
That's just such a sad, scary place to be.
And this is one thing that does bother me. When it comes to, like, they'll say that the police, they ask us questions, they feel like they weren't believing us. But I feel like a lot of people need to realize that that's not the police's job. The job is not to believe you or disbelieve you. Their job is to get the facts, so they can build a case. Their job is to basically almost get you to admit that you're lying, almost to make their job easier, almost. Like, if I was a cop, my job isn't to ask you how you felt about the situation. My job isn't to come in and be like, I understand you were just molested. I understand that you were done wrong, and it's time for me to have sympathy. And I like that because in America, you're innocent until proven guilty, not guilty until proven innocent. So as a cop, if I'm coming in and saying, "Oh, I understand this did happen to you. This did hurt. This, that, and the third," I'm already putting somebody, accusing somebody of being guilty. So, which is why back earlier last year when Trump said that you should rough these people up, these suspects up before they get to the station, is what makes it problematic with what he said, is because those people are innocent until proven guilty. So when you have somebody in handcuffs, you need to treat those same people as if though they didn't do it, because by all means they didn't do it. We don't know they did it yet until they sit in front of a jury of their peers and a judge. And so I feel like girls need to, or women, I won't say girls, need to understand that cops aren't being disrespectful when they are trying to not try you, but when they're trying to question you. They're not trying to disrespect you in any certain way. They're not trying to discredit what you have to say. They're not trying to say that you weren't raped. What they're saying is, I need the facts. I don't need you to indict somebody right now, because that's not what I'm here to do. My job is not to do that. My job is to get the facts, write it down, and based off what you said, now I'm going to do an investigation. And once I do an investigation, it turns out that what you're saying is good enough for me to think that who you're accusing has done that, then then I can put somebody in handcuffs and take them to jail. Which is kind of like, I'm a big wrestling fan. Recently, a WWE wrestler named Enzo Amore was released because back in October of 2017, he allegedly raped a girl. And the story didn't break till to January 2018. WWE released him. Mm-hmm. So, and according to them, they released him because he didn't tell them of the investigation. So apparently, the investigation's been going on since October.
Oh wow, but that's not good for their image.
Exactly.
I'm
So
sure
it's not
that's
good.
what they were worried about.
Exactly. So they're releasing them.
Ratings,
Yes.
tickets,
Yes. So
merch.
if he's innocent currently, because he's not been proven guilty. He is innocent of a crime. We don't know. We weren't there. The only people that were there were, I think there was him, another guy and another girl, plus the victim, alleged victim. That's another thing people don't do. We're quick to call somebody a victim, but we won't give that same respect to someone that is an alleged alleged person that did it. Like
A suspect.
yes, like we're quick to be like, oh, he did it. He's it's not allegedly. You know, you need to be an alleged victim just as much as I'm alleged to do the crime, because I don't know if you're lying or not. And I don't want to indict anybody on saying that most girls are lying, because they say, I think like out of like 3 out of 100 girls are lying about rape.
I can't get with that.
According to the statistics.
Rape, that's a real accusation. I can't get with that, because you're talking about ruining someone's life.
And that was the point I'm
making. You're talking about lying about rape. I feel like if you have been raped, I don't know what that feels like, but I would hope that you can find a way to say something, because that person deserves to get whatever happens to them.
Mm-hmm.
Negatively. I don't think they deserve to go chill on the beach with a pina colada.
Mm-hmm.
But for somebody to be like, oh, well, you don't want to be with me no more, I'm going to go tell them you. Like that right there, you are talking about ruining someone's life. You're talking about having to be a registered sex offender when you get out. You're talking about not being able to be around your own children. No.
I mean, but honestly, if you do rape somebody, you pretty much ruin that person's life, though. So
there's that. That's true. That's true. And that's why I say, if you did do it, you deserve everything coming to you.
That's a fact.
But if that person didn't do nothing to you and you just mad and you want some get back, that right there, you are talking about ruining someone's life. You do not do that.
Personally, I feel like there's 2 different ways that you can prevent a person from lying about a rape. Bless you.
Thank you.
And honestly, the problem is not people lying. Obviously, we need to teach our boys and our men on how to treat a woman so rape doesn't happen. But that's not the conversation we're having. The conversation that we're having is to prevent lying. One, we just need to have dudes and girls fill out consent forms before any sex happens.
You see the movies, they coming in all like,
yeah, but that's the movies.
We ain't got time to pull out papers.
Okay, in the movies,
some people might be really doing that.
In the movies, they don't ask for consent. They just start busting.
That's what I'm saying. And some people probably really doing that in real life. They ain't got time to pull out. Can you sign this contract?
Right. Well, I mean,
before I
how unsexy would it be to pull that out? So the second thing I think to prevent these things from happening is if we do go to court or do go to trial, and it turns out that you were lying, you should get the same penalty as the person that was accused of rape. So
I mean, is it a crime to falsely accuse?
Right, but you never hear about that though. You never hear about.
I don't think false accusations make it all the way to court. Or do they?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not that knowledgeable.
I'm not either.
But I mean, I'm a reading teacher. I'm not teaching law.
But
I don't think that false accusations make it all the way to court, because by then, I mean, did you truly do your due diligence before allowing a court case to happen?
Well, see, and here's the gray area. I could be telling the truth about being raped. We just didn't have the evidence for it, so that person got off for the crime. So it's no way of really telling, yeah, for sure I did get raped, or I for sure didn't get raped.
There is a way of telling for sure you were raped, because they do
rape kit.
Yeah.
But that could be falsified.
Now, let me say this, because clearly there's more than one type of rape. If someone has forced themselves on you,
of course,
then the rape kit works. Now, if someone had drunken consensual sex, which is not considered consensual when you're sober, a rape kit does nothing for you.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up. So where is the accountability on that? Because if me and you both have alcoholic drinks, I could have more alcoholic drinks than you did, but we're both drunk. And then we come home and we have sex. The next morning you wake up and I didn't like how that last night went. I wasn't in my element. I was drunk. You go to the go to the cops, and you say, last night I wasn't able to consent because I was drunk and had sex with somebody. I go to jail because I had sex with you while drunk. It's considered rape. Mm-hmm. Where's the accountability on the woman's side for that? Because just as much as you may not have been able to consent about having sex with me, I wasn't able to have consent with you, having sex with you. And let me tell you this: when I was in college and drunk, I made love to some people that I would not have done.
You was making love?
Okay. We wasn't making love.
Bang bang.
We was doing the dirt. But I was doing that with girls that if I was sober, I probably wouldn't have made that decision. On top of that, my favorite thing to do in college when I was drunk was to sexual.
Sex.
Okay, we'll say sext. I was to get drunk and then sex girls.
Sexting.
It's things that I wasn't able to do when I was sober. I can tell you that much. So
liquid courage.
Yeah.
Well, I don't drink. Let me first start off by throwing that out there. But if I did drink, accountability on both ends. Like, well, I didn't want to have sex with him, and even though we were both drunk, I do think accountability should be on both ends for that. But man, I don't know. Because if we're both drunk and we have sex, and I'm just like, ooh, that wasn't good, I'm gonna go say you raped me. Yeah. Like, if he was drunk too. Yeah. I mean, that's not fair because he might not have liked it either.
I mean, quite frankly.
But if you were drunk and he knew you were drunk and he was sober, I think that, I mean, why do you even want to do it right now? But I mean, I think you need to take a step back from that young lady, because you're putting yourself in a sticky situation.
I agree. But I agree to a certain extent. Like, there needs to be some type of accountability in the whole situation. Like, yeah, when I had sex with that person, they weren't sober. But at the same time, why were you so drunk that you weren't able to make decisions for yourself? Like, I know we live in a world where you say that we should all be able to do whatever we want. We should all be able to say what we want. We should all be able to live freely, but that's not how life works. I should be able to go to Compton with a red rag out my back pocket.
Oh Lord!
And
you pushing it,
and have no issues with what goes down.
You pushing.
I should be able to do that though, right?
But I also feel like it's 2018. Like, why are gangs still a thing? But that's another topic. But with the drinking thing,
speaking of Juice Crew, shout out to the Juice Crew.
With the drinking, Juice Crew gang.
Nah, man.
Y'all squad.
We all educated brothers, just trying to make it out here.
Oh goodness. Okay, with the drinking thing, I agree with that. Like, again, I don't drink, so I really can't speak too much on this. I'm gonna stay as light on this topic as possible.
All right.
But yeah, I'm the type of person that don't like to be out of control of my functions, which is partially why I don't get twisted. Why I don't drink, because I don't like the feeling of not having full control over what I do. So I feel like I'm making a conscious choice to keep myself out of predicaments like that. I don't think you're making a conscious choice to put yourself in a predicament by getting drunk, but I do feel like I've drank before, so that's why I know I don't want to be someone who drinks, because I have had that experience and I don't enjoy the way it feels being drunk. And I can feel the clear difference between being tipsy and being drunk, and I think everyone else can too, because when you're like, I feel good, and then you're like, oh God, like, okay, like I'm set. So with that being said, like, once you get to that I feel good point, ride on that. And then if you end up taking, some food or a whole bunch of water and diluting it, then you can bring more drinks to your situation. But alcohol is not for you to be walking around sloppy and your ankle getting twisted that night and all that extra. Like, that's not what you should be doing. I'm not for that. I'm not telling people how to live their life, but I don't think that that's a good idea, because you do run the risk, male and female, of putting yourself in a situation that sober you would not have otherwise done.
I mean, yeah, dudes want to get drunk all they want to. It don't take but a dude named Daytron that's 250, 6'5",
Daytron.
that's waiting for these young white boys to be drunk and hang out the club
Oh no.
and bust their cheeks.
Oh no.
And so yeah. So get drunk all I feel like it got really dark. Rape. This conversation just went. It got real.
I mean, you went there.
Rape it's a heavy topic. So one of the things I would like to start doing on this show, since you're my first guest, I'm gonna put you on the spot. We've been talking for about an hour.
Okay.
And we kind of did hit on this. 2018, you should be able to say what you want, but we all know that's not true. We all know that we're all judged on if I have an opinion that's different from everybody else's.
True.
I'm wrong, 100% wrong, just because my opinion is not like everybody else's. We're in a world where you have to accept everything. Don't question shit. You got to accept it. So I want to make this a free space. I want you to be able to say how you feel. Not be judged about it. Have a good dialogue on how you feel about something, because you could be wrong, and I could be here to tell you this is why you're wrong, and vice versa, because I'm not right about everything. But I'm gonna give you an opportunity to have a completely unbiased opinion, and this segment will be called Unpopular Opinion. Give me something that you have an unpopular opinion about that you will not be judged for. And I'll tell you my unpopular opinion. I can go first if you want.
I don't even know.
Okay, well.
I wasn't ready.
Okay. I'll give you my unpopular opinion. And this is no disrespect to T.I. This is no disrespect to anybody else from the South. As far as legends go, Scarface, MJG, Uncle Luke, Master P. The true king of the South is Gucci Mane. And I'll prove to you why. Gucci Mane has put on an entire city. Not only that he has put on an entire city, he has people coming from other cities people that are wanting to come from other cities to move to Atlanta because they think that's where their rap career is going to start off. Gucci Mane has been behind artists that have became stars. We're talking Waka Flocka Flame. We're talking Migos. We're talking Future. We're talking Young Thug. We are talking Young Dolph. Other guys, Pee Wee Longway. These guys may not be.
I feel like you mad prepared for this. I wasn't prepared for this.
I'm prepared. He got guys like that aren't yet stars. Pee Wee Longway, Young Dolph. People that he has worked with are also pretty popular. Yo Gotti, Rick Ross. And not saying that he put Yo Gotti or Rick Ross on, but his cosign was important. And these are just rappers. These are just rappers that I'm talking. Let's talk about the producers he's put on that have now become superstars. He has made the producer a superstar. We're talking people like Zaytoven. People that have come from his tree, like Lex Luger, 808 Mafia, Southside, Metro Boomin. These are big names. We also have people that are not from Atlanta that credit Gucci Mane as their influence.
He was ready out here.
We have people that don't come from Atlanta that say Gucci Mane is their influence. Chief Keef. Come on now, Fetty Wap. He's from New Jersey. Gucci Mane is the true king of the South, in my opinion. That's my unpopular opinion.
Well, I ain't gonna at you, man, because I don't have a disagreement on that. But I also don't have a support to the statement either.
I gave you all the support.
I mean, well, I'm saying I don't feel like I would be like, you know what? Gucci is the king of the South. But I also don't feel like I'd be like, he ain't.
I mean, what has T.I. really done?
I mean, I don't know who told T.I. that he was the king of the South.
T.I. did.
Well, hey.
And
T.I. let him have that.
In T.I.'s defense, he did call Scarface and ask, Is it an issue? Scarface said no. So, and I'm not saying Gucci Mane is the best rapper from the South. Although I think Gucci Mane needs more credit as a rapper than what he deserves. The actual true best rapper from the South is Pusha T. But that doesn't count. And people won't count that because Virginia is not the South when it matters. All right, so. But Pusha T is technically the best rapper from the South.
You out here acting like people know about comics.
Yeah, well, Virginia is considered the South. So, but what has T.I. done as far as putting people on? We got what, Young Dro?
So are you saying that he's the king because he's been putting people on, or are you saying he's the king because of his music, or are you saying he's the king because of all the above?
Look at the tree he's done. The Migos are the #1 rap act in the world right now. Am I lying?
I guess they up there.
I don't think I mentioned this name too. Mike Will. That was Gucci Mane's producer as well.
Okay, so
look what he became. Mike Will produced Miley Cyrus' album.
So are you saying that T.I. has not his music catalog plus he ain't really putting nobody on, and that's why he's not the king?
I'm not gonna say his music catalog because T.I. has been platinum more than once.
Mm-hmm.
He's also worked with people like Rihanna. But what I'm saying is, T.I. don't got the tree that Gucci Mane got. T.I. what? Young Dro, Iggy Azalea, Alpha Mega. That's it. I mean, Big Country Kane. Name one Big Country Kane song. You can't do it.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, well, I mean, in my opinion, T.I. he was a little trigger happy with the King of the South claim. Gucci Mane, to me, can we name any other rapper in any part of the country that has put people on as much as, and put them on to the extent that they've been superstars? I guess Dr. Dre, that's it. Dr. Dre was behind NWA, Eminem, and 50 Cent and The Game, and they all became superstars, but that is about it. And then you can look at his tree because Eazy-E was Bone Thugs and Harmony, so I guess we can give that to Dr. Dre as well. But Dr. Dre, we got, again, Migos, Future, Waka Flocka Flame, the Young Thug. These guys became, so you can't tell me anybody, and there's no disrespect to Jay-Z, but Jay-Z has not put on people. The people that Jay-Z has put on have not become stars.
Well, I mean, you're in luck because I wasn't finna tell you nothing on that one, but I ain't got nothing to say on that one.
That's my unpopular opinion. But I feel like when it comes to
that
unpopular,
opinion might be more popular than you think.
But no one calls Gucci Mane King of the South. When have you ever heard Gucci Mane called King of the South? We always call T.I. King of the South just by default.
But I'm pretty sure, exactly. I'm pretty sure it's by default. I don't think it has anything to do with people just don't feel like he ain't out here.
Yeah, well, in 2018, I'm doing a campaign, and this is me, Chris Agnew, from Houston, Texas. Gucci Mane, Roger Davis, King of the South. Put my name on it, stamp it. What's your damn unpopular opinion?
This boy just cussed at me. I don't know, man. I'm sitting here trying to really listen to you. You know what? My unpopular opinion, it would probably get me full out, like, attacked.
Okay. Ain't nobody gonna listen to this.
I mean, I would hope so.
Nah, I'm probably gonna get like 20 people listening to this. And most of them gonna be like related to me.
My unpopular opinion is I think that Beyonce makes great music.
Oh no. Oh no.
I think that Beyonce has great music videos, and I would be lying if I didn't say I didn't know the choreography to all of them. But I'm not, hold on, because I'm not going to say anything negative about Beyonce. I'm saying that I don't feel the need to go butt naked crazy over her. I don't get it. I think that Beyonce is great. I think that she is amazing. She makes amazing music. And I told you, I said, I feel like this is probably gonna get me full out attack. I don't have nothing against Beyonce. I think her music is great. Music videos, boom. I know all the choreography. Give me one. I'm right there. But the way her fans act, I don't know what it is. Like, maybe I feel like I missed when her fans got like so intense.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I feel like she went solo, she out here doing her thing, the music is great, the music is popping. I mean, and you have to give it to her, because this woman will make an album and then disappear on us for what feels like a decade, and we will still be playing that same album until she come out with whatever she come with next.
Facts.
So I ain't taking that from her at all. I give it to her. Because the fact that she can do that, that woman will drop some music, drop the mic, walk off and be like, I'll see y'all in a year or whatever.
That's a fact.
Whenever I'm gonna come back, because y'all still gonna be playing that. Because what's the last thing she did? Lemonade?
Yes.
When did she do that?
That was 2016?
2016?
2016?
Well, I guarantee you everybody's still lemonading it up right now.
I mean, I'm a male, so you know her music doesn't really resonate with me as much.
Maybe not that album.
I'm a straight male. No, hold on. I was gonna say Lemonade was the most fire album she had for a little while, cause
man, I don't know.
And that Formation got me lit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, no, Formation was live. I feel like
and sorry, I ain't sorry. That's my shit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I
ain't gonna lie to you.
I feel like pretty much all her music is live. Now I haven't heard the whole Lemonade album, which is sad if it came out in 2016. I feel like all of her music is live. I still jam Love on Top. That bad boy is old. B-Day album is still live. Like all of her music is amazing. But I don't think that
you don't fuck with the Beyhive.
No, it's not that I don't fuck with the Beyhive. I think I don't know where the Beyhive be coming from. Like they be ready to attack everybody.
I mean, I ain't gonna say nothing about the Beyhive.
It's like they know her personally.
I ain't got nothing to say about the Beyhive, cause I ain't trying to get.
Cause they will, and I'm telling you, and they probably gonna attack me for saying that I don't understand where they come from.
Like 15 people gonna listen.
Cause I don't understand where they be coming from.
My grandma gonna listen to it twice.
Now, for example, people be like having negative stuff to say about Blue Ivy.
Okay, that's disrespectful.
That's disrespectful.
I mean,
that's a child.
I'm gonna be real with you. That's an ugly ass child.
See? Now they gonna get you.
I'm playing.
Now they coming for you.
Nah.
I
ain't got nothing to say about the Beyhive, but Future Hive, 2018, Future the God.
No, but
Future.
But that's a child.
Fuck Sierra.
And it's like,
fuck Russell Westbrook.
Can you let me?
Yeah.
I mean, I sat here on Zip.
I mean,
let me get in here.
This is my show.
Let me say something real quick. Okay, no, for real. No. But it's like they be all day like searching.
Oh no, that's a fact.
Who said something about it today? I'm in there. Where is this at?
These a bunch of
where they at?
There's a bunch of people that's built like goddamn.
They have made this woman bigger than Michael Jackson.
Chill.
They have, and that's saying a lot coming from me, because Lord knows I always think Michael Jackson is the best thing since bread and butter.
Bread and butter.
Man.
Okay.
That's saying a lot coming from me, because y'all know I be telling everybody Michael Jackson my daddy. He my guy. But
can I get some of that residual money for your pops?
I mean, you know. Anyways, I feel like they have made her bigger than life, because when I hear about like Shade Room, hey, shout out to Shade Room, because when I look on it, they're like, yeah, so and so said something about blah blah. Beyhive has attacked. I'm like,
nah, it's a swarm.
What? Okay, I sworn. I'm like, where did these people? How did y'all even know somebody even said something about this girl? It's a bajillion people in the world.
Yeah.
How do you know somebody?
That's an accurate number too. Was bajillion.
Yeah, bajillion.
Bajillion.
Spell it, B-A-J.
Yeah.
Billion. It's a thing.
No, that's a fact. Last time they did the census, it was like half a bajillion were just.
That's my unpopular opinion, that Beyonce is great, but
her fans are just too much.
No, I think she's great, but she's not so great that I'm not living my life
for Beyonce.
And I'm having Okay. She ain't never gonna meet me. And I ain't never gonna meet her.
Well, you know what? And that's your unpopular opinion. And if you are attacked for that, they didn't listen to the concept of what the unpopular opinion was supposed to be about. But we've been talking for a while. Me and Mac. I appreciate you being my first.
IG, me and Mac, _ me and Mac.
Oh yeah, shout out your IG. I'm not gonna shout out your school for the sake of safety. But
I ain't did nothing for y'all to come for me.
I appreciate you being my first guest.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to come back.
Thanks for
Anytime.
having me. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for dealing with Bailey.
She looks like she's asleep.
Yeah, she knocked out. And that's Antisocial Commentary. My name is Chris Agnew, and I appreciate you for listening. This was a long time of rape, a long time of talking about school. So if you made it to the end of this, shout out to you, because I probably wouldn't have made it if I was listening to it. Again, this is Antisocial Commentary. Thanks for tuning in.